Welcome again, Virgo. It's August 2015. Dadhichi here from astrology.com.au. It's an interesting month indeed, with the 12th house of your horoscope jam-packed. A lot of activity around that area of your horoscope. And, you know, this particular part of the horoscope has a lot to say about giving. It's giving in terms of money, it's giving in terms of time, it's giving in terms of your energy and those other not so material resources, which is why it's called the house of compassion. So this particular house is really the dominant one this month. And then we see opposite that the sixth house, which again is in a way service. It's more related to your working environment and the activities in your work, your co-workers, your debts, your health, your diseases rather than health. But I guess looking at the disease and how you can prevent that is going to result in health. And on the first of the month, we have a very powerful full moon in this sixth house, which is showcasing this particular area of your life. And the need for you to pay close attention to that. This sixth house of the horoscope is the sign of Aquarius. And we see there that for some time now Saturn, which is one of the rulers of that area, has been in the third house, just edging its way to the fourth house, then backing off. And now this month, on the 2nd of August, finally moving forward in its direct motion. And that is ultimately going to shortly impact upon your domestic sphere. We'll talk about that later, maybe next month, when it starts to really give its effects. But getting back to this 12th house, the other important component, there's 4 planets there: Sun, Mercury, Jupiter and Venus. And Venus is in retrograde motion right now. So we need to look at how this is going to impact upon you, because in my introduction video for this month, I talk about the power of Venus and how for some signs it's positive, for other signs it's not so positive. In fact, for you it is a positive planet. It rules some very nice sectors of your horoscope, including the 2nd house of finance and the 9th house of good luck, journeys, higher education, that sort of thing. The retrogression of this planet empowers it, but again it's in that 12th house of expense, of giving it away. So what does this mean? What are you to do with this particular planet? We see there is good fortune there as a result of its association with Jupiter, and it will continue in this position probably up until the second week of September. Now, the retrogression of a positive planet is very, very good. I say that in many of my videos. It doesn't mean you don't have to think about what's going on. The retrogression means a sort of retrospective view of the way you use the energies of this planet. And naturally, being in that 12th house with Jupiter shows that you're more than likely to be very, very generous with cash, helping others at this point in time. And I'm just wondering whether or not you shouldn't reevaluate that. In fact, that is probably what the retrogression means. If you've been out there helping your friends, helping your family members, and we see that Saturn there, it's not exactly in the 4th house yet, but for some of you it may be there, depending on how we cut up the heavens, what we call the house division. It may actually be impacting some of you in that area. So a revision is necessary in terms of how you're handling money, the resources, how you're giving of yourself to other people. And that is, I believe, the theme this month. Let me take a look at my list here of transits. We see the direct motion of Saturn on the 3rd of August. We see also there on the 8th of August. Oh, I did mention the full moon there in the 6th house. That's on the 1st of August. So that kicks the month off very, very powerfully. That has a lot to do with your your working environment, the people you work with. It's the 11th ruler, so this is a good position in a way, because having a planet that fulfills your desires in that specific area can show that something you've wanted in that area of your life, perhaps the new computer, the new laptop, the new directive, that you're able to take a little bit more control over your working environment, perhaps taking charge of some of the people that you work with, being more in a leadership role. Although the 12th house doesn't show that, it's interesting that there's a bit of a mixed result here, but certainly showing us that that area of your life is a focus now. It also has to do with your health, not just your work, but this could be a clarification of how you can improve yourself, your physical being during this period. Maybe tying in how your work has been affecting your physical well-being is also another possibility here for some of you. The transits of Mercury on the 8th and then Mars on the 9th are also significant. The Mercury one is very, very powerful because it actually is your ruling planet, and moving into your sun sign of Virgo really empowers it. In fact, out of all the 12 signs of the zodiac, Virgo is the best possible position for Mercury to transit. So this is going to give you mental acuity, it's going to give you confidence, it's going to give you good fortune, good luck. The angular disposition is a very special one in Vedic astrology. This is called Bhadra Yoga, or the super augmentation of the planet Mercury. It has a full glance or aspect on your 7th house of partnerships and relationships. So that's always a good thing. As well, I see this as being a fortifying transit for you up until the 28th, when it then moves into your finance sector and makes contact with the karmic node, what we call the North Node, or Rahu. So that gives you almost an insatiable desire to make money and to acquire things. Be careful that you don't overdo that. So it's sort of like swinging in 1 month from this, I'm going to give it all away, to then, I want to take it all. So, as the Buddha said, the path of the middle, that golden balance, not too much, not too little, seems to be the theme for you over the next month or so. Be careful when Mars moves into the 12th house. That can give some problems there. And it makes you a little less effective, although we do see on the 24th the transit of the Sun returning back to the sun sign position of Virgo, the natal position. That's also fortifying. But up until then, we see that couple of weeks there when Mars transits into the 12th house could bring you into a bit of a devitalizing position. Ruling the 8th house of your horoscope is excellent. The 8th ruler in the 12th house is a special sort of configuration which empowers your life. I think that will have a benefit for you financially, but talking about your health is another matter. And I did overlook the other important transit there on the 14th, which is the new moon, again in that 12th house. A lot is happening there. It seems to be a recurrent theme for you this month, and one that showcases the fact that you may be giving way too much beyond your means and I guess burning yourself out would be the term that you would use. So I suggest you just find that balance this month. Earlier I mentioned the good fortune because the position of Venus here, your 9th lord, which is the 9th lord Venus, is a karmic lord. It's the ruler of your past karma. So what this does in its association with Jupiter is that it does, through your action of giving, bring with it good karma. That good karma from your past is tied in with the giving. It's a continuation, and one which I believe will come back around and bless you with lots of good fortune, financial well-being, and that sort of thing. The one thing I'd caution you with Mars in the 12th is to be a little bit careful with your health, with travels, that sort of thing. In fact, you may not actually want to travel. And if you go against that intuition, your better judgment, during that transit of Mars in the 12th house, you may actually find that your health gets worse, or you may actually injure yourself in some way. So don't overexert yourself physically, I think is the meaning of that transit. I hope you'll join me next month. Always love to do these readings for you, but you can get more elaboration at my site, astrology.com.au. Look at the daily, monthly and yearly readings there, along with a whole lot of other free stuff, and hopefully that will keep you going till I see you next month. Take care now. Bye.